Hey Leo, Sun and Rising, this video is for you in accordance with this lunar eclipse slash full moon that we just had in the sign of Libra. We're still in the energy and we're still in that focus of realizations and recognizing certain things within our lives so that we can release and let go of certain aspects of those situations or even people and then move forward because this cycle has been completed. When you're dealing with a full moon, you're usually talking about 3 months past a cycle is completing. But when it's a lunar eclipse, we have to add 3 more months to that, making a 6 month ago type of situation. So within the past 6 months, something has been happening, brewing. It began and it's come full circle and it's finally in its completion stage. So if you think back 6 months to around end of September, October, then you'll have a better understanding of where exactly these beginnings started and what cycle started during that time and how it's wrapping up or completing or coming to a final stage. For you in particular, for you in particular, Leo, there's a feeling that this particular cycle was a little bit more than 6 months. It's probably been around years, 5, 6 years of something in the making, something uh, that was just continuous cycle, and you finally learned everything that you needed to learn and have the full clarity that you need to have about other people as well as yourself, because it's always self intermixed with that when you're dealing with a Libra full moon. That means that the sun is in Aries. That means that that sun is in opposition to that moon, and it's reflecting back certain aspects that we need to see from both ends of the spectrum so that we can have a full picture about what the situation is truly, and and we have a better perspective, a more broader, well-rounded perspective about the situation. So, and then, that's when you take responsibility for your own part and you take accountability for your own actions. And, and you honor and respect the fact that you have no control over other people and their actions, but you do have influence just as much as they have influence over you. So, taking all that into account. For you, Leo, this particular full moon is happening, lunar eclipse as well, is happening in your third house. That's the house of transportation, communication, um, your traveling vessel. So if you're someone who's got a boat and you're always on the boat, that's a part of it. If you're more a driver of car, or maybe you're a truck driver or something like that, that's a part of it. Or maybe you take public transportation, that's also a part of that. It also deals with your siblings and your close relatives, so first cousins type of situation, aunts, uncles, your immediate family more so, and as well as your neighborhood, your neighbors, and just all of that is just squished into that third house energy. So, and also your childhood and childhood environment and influence upon you. So that is being highlighted by the full moon. So something is wrapping up in there, something is coming to completion, something you are recognizing within that area of your life that has had impact upon you, and you really needed to come to a conclusion about how you truly felt and how you were going to express yourself in that way. And then you have Aries, the sun is in your ninth house. That's the house of higher education, philosophy, long distance travel, foreign travel, um, dealing with people who are foreign to you, situations that are foreign to you, going to places that are distant from your locale, just a whole bunch of that. It deals in just higher consciousness, all that deals with the ninth house. So you might be going back to school, you might be doing some type of training. You realize that you weren't quite skilled in a particular field or didn't have all the information to be able to become a master in that field. So you're going back and delving into those studies, right? To enhance something in your life. There could have possibly been a risk taken because Sagittarius rules over the ninth house. That energy fire energy period um, denotes to certain types of risk. Sometimes they're good risks. Sometimes they're not so good, or the outcomes are not so good. That's just the energy of taking a risk. It could go really well or it could go not so well. So there possibly could have been an action taken that resulted in a loss of some sort that made you have to like take a step back and go, okay, I got to go back to the drawing board and come up with a better plan, because that gamble wasn't worth the outcome that you received, or that played out for you. And you might feel not as abundant as you thought you would be at this point. um yeah, the abundance may have dwindled down. There also might be a feeling of not wanting to protect the immediate people in your family anymore. Some type of realization that there's certain blockages and certain, um, maybe you're not communicating with certain members of your family or people who you grew up with, and you're just no longer wanting to continue on with those relationships. You're feeling blocked from that. There could have been a loss of a house of some sort, like a family house, of some sort. Just some type of information is coming out which is making you feel not so much guarded, but more so of just releasing it and saying, you know what, I don't even want to deal with it anymore. Y'all do what you want to do. I'm moving on, because it's just too much blockage. It's too many challenges. It's too much. Um, you're almost being placed in a stalemate type of energy, and just not wanting to associate yourself with this energy anymore, because you feel like it might be taking away from your abundance and your growth. So for your oracle card, you got the Flower Crown, number 12. And it reads, wear your power proudly and unapologetically, for it is your birthright and is eternal like the soul. As with all circles, a flower crown represents eternity and the endless cycle of life, death, and rebirth. You may hear talk of this cycle quite often, and for good reason, as the rebirth cycle reminds you that nothing ever truly dies. Well, what was is simply renewed and recycled into new life, perhaps taking on a different form, but with the essence of its power remaining the same. As with the gorgeous blooms of spring, you too can be restored. If you are going through a difficult time, know that you will receive a change in fortune soon. You are currently in a place of death so that something new and beautiful can emerge. Flower crown is a Flower crown is a card of hope and will often appear when you are losing faith. Remember that no cycle, good or bad, can last forever, even though it may feel that way at times. The presence of this card is a welcome sign that better days are just a short time ahead. In the same vein, if you have received an unusual period of good fortune, know that life moves in cycles and you may soon enter into a period of pause and even stagnation. Take advantage of this fortunate time. Most importantly, this card represents karma. What goes around comes around. Be sure to be kind with your good fortune and use it wisely, as the universe will reward your kindness with even better blessings sometime down the road. So, that goes right back into what I was thinking. I think I said it, which is, that karma aspect. You know, um, everything is meant to happen for a reason. So you got to take accountability for your actions. If you weren't putting out the best energy, don't expect great energy to come back in return. Whatever you put out is what you receive. So if you just went through a bad cycle, that's just letting you know that you can go through an amazing next cycle. It's up to you to choose how it's gonna play out, because the energy you put out will be the energy you receive back. So this cycle is ending to let you decide how this next 6 months, even 6 years, will play out for yourself. Best of luck, Leo. I love you and see you on the next one. Bye.